I've noticed that I am glad I've seen that a bunch of people have been viewing the videos that I've been posting. So that's really good. Not tons of people, but if I just even have like, half a dozen people that are looking at them, I know that they've been worth the time, because that means somebody was doing their homework, got lost and went and watched that video, and hopefully we're able to turn things around, which is of course the point of it. All right. So remember, first, we always have to start with our distributive process if there is one. There is one. So remember, this is our arc, right? So first I'm going to do 5 times negative 8n, which is going to give me negative 40n, right? Then 5 times negative 3, which is going to be negative 15. Now I've got this. Now we're down to a more normal looking multi-step equation, right? Now I still have to decide what I want to do, where I'm going to put stuff. But the reality is that it shouldn't be that tough to do now. I'm going to go ahead and subtract the 2n. This will give me negative 42n minus 15 equals 27. Now remember, when I have a variable and a number, something needs to leave. In this case, since numbers are the only thing over here, then I want to get rid of the numbers from over here. So that means this 15 is currently not welcome. So I'm going to add 15 to both sides. Now I have negative 42n equals 42. Well, that looks pretty good, huh? So if I divide by negative 42 now, I'll get n equals negative 1. Remember, it's negative 1 because it's a positive divided by a negative. So that always makes the sign, that always makes it negative. Remember Doug. Doug is your friend. Since I have a positive and a negative, then the answer is going to be a negative. Okay?
Julissa, do you have a question, or like, are you just stretching?
What up, Julissa?
How do you get 42?
I just divide by 42. I'm not sure what you mean by that.
So you got the 42 initially, remember, because you did the 5.
But you're subtracting 2 from 40.
Right, because negative 40 minus 2 is going to be negative 42. Right, because if I'm on the number line, if I subtract 2, I go this way, right?
Yeah.
To negative 42.
Okay.
Hey, you know what, guys? There is never a dumb question. If you don't understand and you want to learn, that's not a dumb question. That's a really smart question, because it means you're interested in understanding. You will never find me upset with you for asking a question that is clearly about learning. How can I learn? So never is that going to be a problem. All right, so, and then we wanted number 20. Was that what you wanted? Was it Ashlyn or is it Peyton? I can't remember now, but it was 20 was the other one.
Peyton.
So let's look at this. I will be more, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll be a little bit more, I'll talk it out a little bit more to make sure I don't lose anyone, because I don't want to assume steps if we're struggling with this. So my bad for that. Now this side I'm not doing anything with yet, so I'm just going to bring it down and not worry about it. Here's my distributive property. Now this guy here, he's not involved in the distributive property, so whenever I finish this guy's just going to come straight down behind it. Okay, so this is like the caboose on the train. It's not pulling the train. It's not really doing anything except just kind of hanging on to the back of the train and following up whatever happens here. All right. So -7 times -4. Well, a negative times a negative is going to be a positive. 7 times 4 is 28, and then the m comes along. All right. Now, -7 times -8, a negative times a negative is a positive, and 7 times 8 is 56. Now I'm going to bring down that 7m. Yeah. Now, as I look at it now, I see that I have two like terms on this side. So I should really clear that up before I do anything else. Okay. So I'm going to take an extra step. 28 minus 7m, or 28m minus 7m, is going to give me 21m, and then my 56 is still there. Okay, now I'm down to kind of doing that last little bit, right? So this time I'm going to do something a little bit different than what I've been doing. This time I'm going to look at it and say, okay, well, I see that I've got a big 20, I've got a big positive variable over here, and I've got a little variable over here. So I'm going to choose to get rid of this one instead of this one, because then this one will stay positive and I've got one less thing that I have to mess with. Yeah, Ashlyn.
How did you get 21m?
28m and -7m.
Oh, okay, thank
You bet. Thank you for asking. So I'm going to subtract 4m and 4m. Now, the rationale for this is this goes away, but then when I finish this subtraction here, I'm still going to have a positive variable, which is, kind of nice actually. So 21m minus 4m is going to give me 17m. Okay. Now, it's obvious as we're doing these that they are a lot more involved, right? I mean, it's not just a bang, bang, done kind of thing. They take a bit of work to work out and finish. And, that's okay. I mean, that's all right. So I have a number here, I have a variable and a number here. So which one over here is out of place? Which one of these two needs to go away?
56.
Right, the 56 needs to go away because it needs to go to the other side, right? So now I get -34 equals 17m, right? Now, since this is multiplication, I unwork it using division. I divide by the number that's with the variable so that when I'm done with my division, the variable is all alone. Now, -34 divided by 17, dividing a negative and a positive, I'm going to get a negative, is going to give me a -2. And there's the answer to number 20. Now, I'm sure some of you were suffering with the fact that I didn't give you the answers this time. And most of the time I will, but I kind of felt like I really wanted to challenge you on this one and make it harder, to be perfectly honest. I wanted it to be something you had to really kind of work at really tough to get it, okay? And there's no problem with that. It's okay to work hard. It's okay to struggle. Oh yeah, Miss Knippen, for that meeting, I'm
Yeah.
going to need to bow out of that pretty fast because I've got to do an in-service for our team today on how to do the writing benchmark stuff.
Okay, let me ask them because Montoya is going to be in on it. So
Yeah,
let
if
me
she's
ask
in on it, then
them.
obviously
there might
that's a
be-
different thing.
Yeah, let me ask if there's another teacher that can do it.
Well, but those guys need to be there to learn how to. Well, Miss Gage could because she can't grade any of them anyway because, I mean, it's conflict of interest stuff, right?
I mean,
Well, at least they used to do
well,
that.
I talked to her about it, and we didn't have that discussion, did we? Like my understanding was she was still doing first and fifth.
Yeah, well, maybe so. Okay.
Okay, let
All right.
me ask and see if that might work.
Yeah, I just need to be able to do it at some point during the period so that I can train the staff on how to do a writing prompt for grading.
Okay,
So, okay. So, how are we doing now? Abrielle just said that one made her get it. So, where are we at now in this? Give me a 1 to 5 on these problems, especially the ones with distributed property. Give me a 1 to 5. Okay, good, 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 good. All right. Jaleesa, this thing's just kicking your butt, isn't it? Well, don't worry. I'm not giving up on you, all right? All right. So for those of you that are still feel like you're still struggling with it, can you please send me a message in the chat telling me which part of it is difficult for you to understand? Because I want to be able to focus on the part that's really bugging you. And Abrielle, was that you just asking for number 4 to be done? I just want to be sure. Oh, okay, that was just a typo. Okay, good. I just wanted to know. So tell me what you're still struggling with, people.
Will you please do number 15?
What did you say? Would I do number 15?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm gonna do an easy one and then we'll jump back to 15. Okay, I'll do one of the easier ones and then we'll jump back to 15. Let's do, actually, I'm gonna do number 4, even though that isn't what she asked for. So let's look at this. First of all, I should really come through here and identify my terms, right? Oh my God, so much freaking mail. Oh yeah. So I'm going to combine my like terms here, okay? So I've got x and 5x. Now x is 1x because there's 1x. It doesn't have a number in front of it, but it's still there, so that means there's one of them. So when I add these two terms, I'm going to get 6x. And then I'm going to bring down my 3. And now it's just a standard 2-step equation, right? Now, does anyone need me to go from this point, or is that something where everyone knows how to do this now and I don't need to go from here? If there's anyone that needs it done, throw a chat at me. I don't mind finishing it up, but I don't want to spend time on it if I don't need to. I'm going to assume that that's okay until I hear differently. Now, number 15. Let's look at number 15. Okay, I'll do it. Somebody asked me to do it. Okay, so remember, 2 things here, 1 thing here. This is the one that needs to get out of there, so I'm going to still need to get rid of it. This goes bye-bye. I get 6x equals, when a negative is combined with a negative, I get a negative with a larger number. So I get 6x equals negative 18. I'm going to divide both by 6. I get x equals negative 3. All right. Now let's look at 15. 3 minus 7 times 3 plus n equals negative n plus 24. Now remember, negative n means a negative 1 ends. Okay. So remember, it does matter. Hey, Anthony, turn that down just a couple notches, maybe. Now,
does someone want to try to help Mr. Easley find that first step? What is he going to do first, guys?
Peyton?
I think you are gonna split it where the equal sign is, and then start off with the 7, and then the parentheses 3
Yep.
plus n.
So
Awesome.
this
Yeah, that's
three-
called distributing.
So this 3 is going to be out here because it's not a part of what's going on here. I don't do 3 minus 7 and then multiply, because PEMDAS tells me that I have to do the parentheses and then multiplication before I ever do subtraction, right? So -7 times 3. A negative times a positive is going to be a negative. 7 times 3 is 21. -7 times n. Negative times a positive is going to be a negative. 7 times n is 7n. Now, now I can do something here. This is going to be 3 minus 21 is going to be -18 minus 7n equals -n plus 24. Now, it does not matter which way I go at this point again, right? Now I see I have both my terms are negative, both my variable terms are negative. So that means that if I move this one, it's going to be a positive and it's going to make everything positive over there. So I'm just going to choose to get rid of this guy first. Now, this goes bye-bye. Now sorry, my handwriting is horrible today. -n plus 7n is going to give me a positive 6n, right? Because 7 combined with -1 gives me a positive 6, right? Because it really just is like 7 minus 1. 6n plus 24. Now what should I do? Daniel, what should I do now? Yeah, I'm picking on you.
So, say it again.
What should I do now? Here I'm at. What am I going to do now at this step?
Would you add the 6 and 24?
Say again?
Would you add the 6 and 24 together?
Well, remember, I can't put those together because this is a number and this is a variable, right? So which
So-
one of these two is out of place right now?
One with the variable?
The variable is all alone, right? There's no variable over here. So this is the one I'm going to move. All right, guys? So I'm going to subtract 24. So now I have
Mr. Easy?
-42. What's that?
Why do you always subtract on that side? Does it matter which side you subtract on
Nope.
or no?
It does not matter. You can pick either side you want. That's one of the beauties of this work, is that basically you can do it any way you like. You can start with the numbers, you can start with the variables, you can get rid of the numbers on one side, or you can get rid of the numbers on the other, and whatever. So I like it because of that. Now, when I divide both sides by 6, I get n equals -7. Jaleesa, is that starting to make a little more sense now? Awesome. All right. Where are we at now, guys? We've got about 10 more minutes left. Anyone have any questions? Good, Jaleesa. You're doing better. You could probably do this. You could probably do this while reviewing what I put up today, and you'll be okay. Awesome. Jaleesa, I really appreciate that you want to learn so much that you're willing to bug me to make sure that you understand it. That's exactly what I want my students to do. I want you to go to the point of being uncomfortable where you're like, Mr. Easy is going to get mad at me, but I'm still going to ask. Good, that's what you should be doing. And to tell you a secret, you'll never make me angry if you're asking for help on how to understand something. All right, so let's keep working on this. All right. For those of you that have finished it, great. For those of you that are still working on it, you got another day to work on it, because what's the point of what we're doing? What are we doing here? What are we doing? Peyton?
We're practicing and getting to learn how to do it fully.
Yeah, we're practicing and learning. So does learning take a specific amount of time every time? Can I say, okay, this subject takes 2 days to learn? Can I do that with a group of people? No. So I hope you've noticed that we keep working from the standpoint of, do we understand what's going on, right? And then that's what's important to me. You noticed I haven't given you a lot of tests, right? Because I'm waiting until everyone gets it, okay? And there's a reason for that. I don't believe in giving tests just to give tests. I want to know that you understand it. So when you take the test, you're going to be like knocking it out of the park, okay? So tonight, I want you guys to finish this worksheet. Does everyone understand what I'm asking you to do? So this worksheet needs to be completed tonight. I want it turned in. Okay? And then what I'll do is tomorrow, I will post the answers so you can check to see what you got right and what you got wrong. So what I'll do is, like, tomorrow morning, I'll post it and then you can check your answers. And that way, come to class, you can say, Mr. Easley, I got this answer, but the answer key says this. Can you work this one? Okay, guys, does that make sense? So me grading homework, I think, is pointless. I think it makes a lot more sense for me to give you the answer key so that you can check your work. You need to know whether you got it right. I don't need to know whether you got it right. Does that make sense? I mean, so many teachers are so worried about knowing whether or not their kid got it right. And it's like, if my kid doesn't want to learn, it doesn't matter how much homework I grade, it's not going to do any good. So I'll give you the answer key tomorrow. And or would you like me, you want me to upload it today? So as you're working on it, you can start double checking it tonight. Would you like that? I think we've done enough work on it. Let me do that. I'll go ahead and upload the answer key for this. Now, of course, please make sure you show me your work, because I want to see that you understood how to do the work. The answer is of absolutely no importance to me. What's important to me is that you work the problem correctly. All right. So y'all get out of here. I'm going to go ahead and post the answer key. And my expectation is that you will use it responsibly like you have in the past. Okay, guys, have a great day. Always a pleasure to have you in my room. And you have a great day.
Have a good day, Mr. Easley.
Bye. Have
Goodbye.
a great day.
Okay, guys.